Warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's a very special Erev Shabbos. We know that this coming week is we take 3 Sifrei Torah out. We take 1 Sefer Torah to read the Parsha. Then we take 1 Sefer Torah to read for the Rosh Chodesh laning. And then we read from HaChodesh, one of the 4 Shabbos, which is before Pesach, in which we discuss about the mitzvah to be sanctify the new moon. And in fact, that was the first mitzvah that the Jewish people were given when they were leaving Egypt. So the question is obvious. Why? Of all the things that they could have been commanded, why is it HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, that this should be a new month for you? Why should that be the first command that the Jewish people were given? I could have thought of far more significant things that the Jewish people needed to be told at that moment when they were emerging as a new nation. And before we answer the question, let me just say good morning to some of our viewers. Good morning, lovelies. Clarice, Peter, Richard, Michael, Deborah, Caroline, you all look great. Lovely to see you. I hope you joined us last night for the special solidarity program that I was hosting for on behalf of the United Synagogue and the Rabbinical Council to show solidarity with Israel in the current terrible tragedies that have befallen it from terrorism. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with the people of Israel living in Israel in a current state of fear and mourning tremendous losses. So let's return, if we may, to the question. So the question is, why was this the first mitzvah? What's so significant about a new month? You know, with the fundamental difference between a slave and a free person, which is what we became when we left Egypt, is one thing: time. When you are a slave, you are enslaved. That means that you cannot decide how you are going to use your time. You're at the beck and call, at the whim of your master. He or she will decide what you do and when you do it. You have to make sure that you're available. But when you become a master, you become a master of time. You become somebody who's in control of your destiny. You're able to decide and to make choices. And therefore you become somebody who is able to forge ahead in writing the next chapter in your life. The mitzvah of HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, God was telling us, you, the Jewish people, are going to inaugurate, you are going to sanctify the new moon every month. As it waxes and wanes, you will inaugurate, you will Mekadesh, sanctify that new moon. The Jewish people we know are compared to the moon. Why the moon? The sun gives off its light naturally. It gives off its light to the world, and the moon is a mere reflection of the sun's light. So I would have thought that it would be far more appropriate for us to be the sun, not the moon. The moon doesn't actually have any of its own energy. And the answer is that is exactly the point. That as the Jewish people recognize, we are meant to be a mere reflection of the divine light. We are ambassadors of light. We are Mamleches Kohanim V'Goy Kadosh. We are a holy nation, and therefore we are meant to behave and act in a godly fashion. We, in our own right, our own selves, we're relatively insignificant. Our significance is transformed by recognizing that we have a divine spark inside us, a divine mission to accomplish in this world, to be that light to the nations. And therefore it is appropriate that we are the moon. We are like the moon reflects the light of the sun, so we reflect the divine light which shines upon us, and we shine it when it radiates towards the world at large. HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, the idea of sanctifying time, means that we become masters of time. We don't allow time to dictate how we lead our lives, but we are able to maximize time. That is why, in fact, despite the fact that the new moon in reality may have begun, may have commenced, It never actually became a new moon until the Jewish people sanctified it. And in fact, our sages tell us that the natural reality of that new moon was changed as a consequence, of the new moon being sanctified by the Jewish people. So that's point number one. Number two, the idea is that the moon, when we speak about a new moon, it's not a new moon, is it? If you think about it, the moon has been there from kingdom come. It was there from time immemorial, from the time of creation. So why do we refer to it as a new moon? It's not new every month. And the answer is that if we understand the concept of new, then we'll understand the concept of the new moon. New moon doesn't mean something that was never in existence before. It means renewal. It means something that was there, but we've rediscovered what was always there. If you think about a discovery that is in the world, discovery means something that I've uncovered. It was always there. Gold is something that is always in the world. If you buy a new piece of jewelry, a new piece of gold, or a new diamond, it's not really new. It's something that was always there. It was just a matter of us uncovering it and discovering it. And therefore, the idea of us renewing every month is to recognize that that renewal comes from within. It comes from what is within inside each and every one of us. We don't have to look for these new fads and fashions that come and they go, but we're like the moon, that we are able to reflect that divine light. We are able to make that difference. We are able to find inside ourselves new energies every month, new ways and means in which we are able to inspire those around us. That is the message of HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem. We have to ensure that we are masters over time rather than time being masters over us. So often you hear people and they say, I've got no time. I'm running here, there, and everywhere. And nobody actually knows what they're doing, why they're doing it. I think it was the Kedushas HaLevi, the great Hasidic master Reb Levi Yitzchok, that he saw somebody was running and he didn't have time to even stop. And Reb Levi Yitzchok shouted to him, where are you running? And he said, I'm running for my panos, I'm running for my livelihood, I'm running to make a living. And Reb Levi Yitzchok said, how do you know it's in that direction? Maybe it's in the other direction. So often we're running and we don't know where we're running to, why we're running, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. A new moon, a new beginning is an opportunity to recalibrate, to consider what is important in life. What are our priorities? What do we actually want, friends? And if we are able to do that, then we will be truly free people, free individuals that are able to make the right choices, the right decisions, and be a light to the world at large. Wishing everyone well. Please God, we pray this Shabbat in particular, that there should be peace restored to Israel, and that Jews, along with their neighbors, should be able to live in peace. Take care. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom. All the very best.